Okay, hello and welcome to Geek Battle Gaming. If you haven't done so, please smash that subscribe button on youtube.com/ at Geek Battle Gaming. Today I am checking out Antstream Arcade. Let's just come full screen a second just to welcome you properly. My t-shirt is green, so with the green screen effects, that's an issue. But we'll be going off of it in a second because we'll be checking out Antstream Arcade. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's a online streaming service, like a Netflix of games, where it's completely streamed online. So it's a little bit like you can do with Xbox Cloud Gaming, a little bit like you could do, or maybe you still can do for a few days with Google Stadia, and like you can stream games on PlayStation and things like this. Now, but the thing is, it's all old games, and let's go to it now so you can see some of the games that are on offer. Let's have a look. So just so you get a flavor for it, so it's got games like Pac-Man and Mortal Kombat 1, and then it's got some Amiga games, and it's got things like Bubble Bobble and Rampage. It's got some indie games like Flea, and Tapeworm Disco Party, which both games I enjoyed on the Evercade, and Tanglewood, which again I've played on the Evercade. And it's a decent lineup of games. It's truthfully it's something which, well, we'll get into how good a lineup of games it is or isn't. The purpose of the video today is to assess whether Antstream Arcade is worth a subscription. Now, just to go over how it works, or at least my understanding of how it works, every time you switch it on, you get, I don't know if I can go up. Why can't I go up? Well, anyway, somewhere in the top of the screen there, you'll see that it's got like a little green plus symbol, and it says next to it like 697, and it's got some like pink crystals. And these are basically like coins that you have to put into an arcade machine and then play some games. Now, for example, you don't have to pay per credit like on Mortal Kombat, but you have to play to start up Mortal Kombat. And it gives you a certain number of these each day, and you can use this completely for free. I am streaming this via the Atari VCS, but I understand that you can also download an app, or you could, perhaps that might be on like Amazon, but certainly you can do this through an Android device. And I don't think you can do it through iOS currently. I'm actually going to quickly fact check myself there just to see where it is. So if I go on the Antstream Arcade website, it says here, it says there's an app and it shows a Apple logo. So maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's just have a look. Oh, whoa. I've clicked on something and it started to download. Don't want to do that. That's not the point anyway. It says Epic Game Store, Android, Google Play. I've got no idea what I've just downloaded. But it's from the Antstream Arcade website, so I'm going to trust that it's not too dodgy. But anyway, let's go over. The idea is that it used to cost something like $40 a year, and now it is just $12 a year, or £12 a year. And it says special offer when you go on the website. I will make it so you can see the website. This is new technology for me to be using the what am I trying to use? Stop sharing. Let's share something else. To be using StreamYard to do the streaming. So I'm still getting used to all of it. So screen share, and let's see what window I can show you. So if I show this now, ta-da, hopefully you can now see that. And let's come back here. So as you can see, it says special offer, €12, pounds, or dollars, 1 year premium. But there is something that's a bit odd about that. Is there's a video they've put out where they say that it's just the new price. So I don't know how it's a special offer, except for they say that here it's $6.99 a month. So if the special offer is that it's either $6.99 for 1 month, or for less than the price of 2 months, you can pay £12, and have it for an entire year. Now, it initially seems really good value, but what I'm trying to work out is what do you actually get, because they give you a certain number of coins or gems or whatever it is to be able to access games each day, or each day that you log in. And it says unlimited playtime on all games, and obviously that seems like it's really good, but truthfully, for my own uses, I haven't played enough different games every day so that I use up all of my gems. As you can see, I've got 697 of them. It says save and continue at any point on your game, so you can do save states on the games. And I tested that this morning. Unless they're changing how this works, because it suggested that you may not be able to save on games or be able to play full games in the future. Maybe that's a case of that they're doing a changeover period and you won't soon be able to play it unless the full games, and won't be able to have save states unless you pay. I'm not quite certain about this. It says all challenges are unlocked. So there are like challenges that you can do, which are like how you get achievements, and there are achievements that you can have on this. But again, that's not something that's massively interested me, because I'm kind of just in it just to play the games. Let's bring Antstream Arcade back up and go and stop sharing again and bring up screen share. I'll get really slick at this soon enough, I'm certain of it. So game capture, here we go. And we're back. So let's check out, first of all, the games, because one other thing, detail, which I'm not sure if I said, it says over 1,500 classic games and 500 mini game challenges. So 1,500 classic games. That's the first thing which I think I need to have a quick check of here. So I'm not going to sit here and just count all the games. So the categories, it says it's got trending, and it says games for you and your games. And as you can see, it's got things like Pac-Man coming up in multiple categories, because they are just like what you've recently played or what they recommend for you, like you get on Netflix. So let's just see, after games with challenges, it then says new games. So again, that's going to double up. Multiplayer games. Again, they might come up in different categories. It says indie games. They might come up in multiple categories. So after that, when we get to the genres, I don't know that it's going to keep having the same games pop up over and over again. We're not going to count them all. But it says sports games. And to give a flavour of what there is, it says there's Kingpin, which I had back in the day on the Amiga, Sensible Soccer, Sensible World Soccer, Speedball 2. So let's just count this one category just to see roughly how many we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 games in the sports category. And as you can see there, it's got California games a couple of times. It says like the Mega Drive version, and then whatever version that is. It's weird that it's kind of clipped off the edge of the side of the screen. Can't see it. And then it's got like puzzle games. I don't think we're going to count all of these. What's going on? It's not scrolling properly. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 again. So with that, that's 40 games across 2 categories. I'm literally not going to count them all, but I don't think there's 1,500 games on here. I might be completely wrong, but it says arcade adventure games, maze games, fighting games, racing games, driving games, beat 'em up games, adventure games, pinball games, strategy games, text adventure games, flight sim games, role-playing games, board games, casino games, action games, platform games, shooting games, and that's it. I thought there was one that, did I skip over it? Maybe, oh no, I said text adventure. But yeah, so that might be it. And as you can see here, again, casino games, there's 5, board games, there's 5, role-playing games, let's count how many there are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. I don't think there's as many games on here as it says. I might be wrong. But for what there is, how good a collection are they? Let's go over how good they are. For me, as an Atari VCS owner, this is one of the best things on the Atari VCS, just because it's amazing. Actually, when you see the App Store on the Atari VCS, it feels like, oh man, they don't have this game, they don't have that game. You want there to be like the Atari 2600 Pac-Man, even though it wasn't the greatest version, but if you had it back in the day, you want to be able to play it, and you can't on this. But on the Atari VCS, because you literally launch this from like the dashboard, you can get to Pac-Man, you can get to like Defender, and you can get to Asteroids and stuff like this, but you can get to like a load of good stuff. But let's have a look. I'll tell you what games stand out to me that I know or I'm interested in each category. So let's go indie games. Flea is good. And I think a lot of these are just kind of like the same list of games that you get on the Evercade on their Game of the Month or Indie Heroes collection. So I'm sure Ira came up as a Evercade game. Maybe it wasn't that one, but I don't know. That seems familiar to me. But then Tanglewood definitely has Turbo Tomato. I don't know. That seems familiar. The scrolling on this has gone really weird today because look, when I scroll, I'm highlighting this, and when I go up, it should be on Tanglewood, but it's not. I just don't quite get what's going on there. Right. Well, anyway, I don't really know the indie games, to be honest. Let's go back to the sports games and tell you what stands out, and you can judge for yourself. Kingpin, we could have a go here. Best I remember, I wasn't a big fan of it on the Amiga. Sensible Soccer and Sensible World of Soccer, I could never massively get into them, but I know some people go crazy for them. But that being said, when I played the Sensible Soccer game that came out on the, I guess, Codemasters collection or whoever released it on the Evercade, I actually really enjoyed it there. Speedball 2 is a good game. Can't even quite read the logo on that. That's some baseball game, boxing. Don't know this. What else? Kickoff. I remember. I think I preferred Kickoff to Sensible Soccer back in the day, but I might be misremembering that. Ninja Golf, I think, is an Atari game, like Atari 7800, but that might be a different version of it. And anything else? California Games is obviously a classic. If I had to go here, you'll see that I'm really terrible at it. See what there is on puzzle games. Start over at this end. And I don't know that. Jewel Warehouse, is that just going to be like a column style game, I guess? Tapeworm Disco Puzzle is a game I really like. It's an indie game which came out as a download that you could get as a game of the month on the Evercade and will be part of Evercade Indie Heroes Collection 2, and that's a really fun game. Boulder Dash, I remember from back in the day. Seems like there's a few versions of it. That's a good game. I always remember on PS1 there was a game called Rocks and Gems, which was an indie game on PS1, and that was supposed to be like Boulder Dash, but because I hadn't played Boulder Dash at the time, anytime I say Boulder Dash, I always remember Rocks and Gems, which I think was made like one of those Net Yaro's games where you could develop your own PS1 games if you had like this special black PS1. Anyway, what else is there that stands out? More Boulder Dash. So that's like the Commodore 64 version. Chips Challenge. Oh, that says it's the Amiga version. I'm sure I played that on the Atari. See what else we've got. Arcade adventure games. Burger Time is a classic. Rampage is classic. And see anything else that stands out to me here. Food Fight is a good game. And anything else? Not sure. Maze Games Pac-Man is one of the best things on here. Pac-Mania, I haven't actually played on here, at least I don't think so. And Super Pac-Man, but I kind of like pretty much all of the Pac-Man games I play. Big Pac-Man fan. Crystal Castles is a great game from the Atari and Arcade. Might check that out in a bit. And let's see, Toilet Trouble, don't know that. Splat. Splat sounds like sequel to Toilet Trouble. But then there you have Atari 2600 Crystal Castles. And so you get some doubles of games, even though they're different versions. Fighting games is something that interests me on this platform. And the best one they've got here is Mortal Kombat. That's the most prominent one. Fatal Fury, obviously, is a good one. Samurai Showdown. Pit Fighter, I've never been the biggest fan of, but I think the arcade version, which you get to play here, is relatively decent. And can't read what that says. King of the Monsters, don't know that one. That might be a Neo Geo game, actually. Art of Fighting, so it's got quite, like Fatal Fury 2. It's got quite a few Neo Geo games, which is great if you're into like one-on-one fighting games. Clay Fighter, I know some people hate it. I was always a fan of it. Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, Karate Champ, I don't know. Shadow Fighter, I had on the Amiga, and I've tried playing on this, and I didn't get on with it. Same with Body Blows. I think I completed Body Blows and Body Blows Galactic back in the day, and they're both on here. But I've not been able to quite find my footing with those again. Clay Fighter again, that's the Mega Drive version. There's Body Blows Galactic. Racing games, see if there's anything that jumps out to me. None of these really do. I think these are all going to be things which I've not played. I literally don't think I've played any of them. I've heard of Rally X, but I don't think I've played any of them. Might have heard of a few more, but I'm not sure that the old school racing games are going to quite be my taste here. Driving games as a difference to racing games. See if there's any here I know. Yellow Cab. I'd be interested to see if that's just like an archaic version of Crazy Taxi. Obviously, it's not going to be actual Crazy Taxi, but it might be a little bit of that idea. Is that Pit Stop at the end? Again, I think I've heard of that. Super Stuntman on the Spectrum and C64. I feel like there was some Stuntman or Stunt Racer FX or something. Oh no, that was this SNES game, wasn't it? Anyway, beat 'em up games. These are going to be a more interesting category here. Double Dragon 1 and 2, Ninja Gaiden. Those are all right. I don't know, Renegade, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. Barbarian, I never got on with. I could never play that game. I think I did even have a go of it here. The fun thing is that on the front, if I don't think I can zoom in on it, is the Gladiator Wolf from the UK Gladiator show from the 90s. And let's see any others that stand out to me here. More Barbarian a couple more times. Look, they've got a good lineup of games here, but as you scroll through, it's like the good ones aren't at the end of the list, and that's just the truth of it. Adventure games. Now, you might need to use a mouse for this, and I don't have a mouse currently plugged into my Atari VCS. I could easily plug one in, but I probably won't try any of these today. We will get to playing some of the games soon. But just so you can see what you get. Now, you think for $12 a year to be able to play all of the games I've mentioned already probably does seem worth it. Just because you might spend, I don't know how much xCloud is, or the PlayStation equivalent where you get to download or stream all of the games, but they're probably closer to $10 or pounds a month. I'm really speaking in American terms today, not even quite sure why. But okay, so we've got Indiana Jones, The Fate of Atlantis. I remember that was a great game back in the day. Don't know how it would be to be able to play it now. It might seem very slow. Day of the Tentacles, famous. Secret of Monkey Island, to me, that should be the most famous one. But obviously, the Indiana Jones license probably makes it the most famous on the list. Don't know what that one is. Can't quite read it. Dark Seal. Adventure is the Atari game. Plan 9 from Outer Space, I don't know at all. Simon the Sorcerer is great. If you can play the version, which I don't think this will be, that's got the voiceover, it's Rimmer from Red Dwarf, and it's so funny. Look at that, LeChuck's Revenge, Monkey Island 2. For that to be on the edge of the screen kind of disproves my theory that the good stuff is all listed first, because that's probably my favourite one thus far. Full Throttle, I don't think I ever got to play that. I think I had it and it wouldn't ever load on my PC. And then, oh my god, Dizzy the Adventurer. That, to me, that's more of a platform game than an adventure, but I guess they'll say it is. Then it says Doctor What, as if it, oh my god, it's meant to be like Doctor Who. I may need to check that out. That's amazing. And Maniac Mansion is obviously famous. Let's see what else got, and that's about it there. Zach McCracken. Phil McCracken. No, I remember that, but I don't know if I ever actually played it. Pinball games, I'm not going to go through all of these, just because, like, if it's got like Pinball Dreams, Pinball Fantasies, stuff like that, they really don't mean anything to me. Strategy games, Worms is one of the best games they've got on this platform. It's interesting that there's two versions, and there's one that shows like a little rocket, and I never quite know what that means because it's not an arcade game, so I don't know what that is. But then it's got Worms with the little rocket, Worms from the Amiga, and then it's got this SNES version of Worms. So there's a lot of double here. See what else, anything else that, look, it's got an American football game, Spectrum and C64 versions. Let's just click on that a second just to see how is this a strategy game, and it literally just shows like a score. I'm not going to load it now. Let's see what else there is. And okay, text adventure games. Now, these always seem like they'd be interesting to me, but I don't think I ever really played them because I had a Spectrum. I never had a Commodore 64. And I think at some point I may have given a little go of something of this. But like, I always had interesting box art, but then because it's all just about your imagination, so Castle of Terror, well, that isn't quite a text adventure, is it? It's got graphics. Let's see what this is. Murder Off Miami. And my name is Uncle Groucho. You win a fat cigar. Wow. How about that? So I don't quite know how that looks more like a text adventure, even if it's got graphics. That's it. Paradise in Microdot is exactly what I'd expect from a text adventure. Just text. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Just text. Murder in Miami. Let's see what that shows. Okay, so it's easy to bring up to show a preview. Flight sim games. I don't think there's going to be anything that interests me to really go over it there. Role-playing games. Let's see if I know any of these even. And let's see what we've got. Kadash. Don't know it. Rune Monster. Don't know it. It looks a little Zelda-ish. It might not be. Might be like old school Final Fantasy, actually. And Temple of whatever. It looks like some of these Swords and Serpents I think I've heard of. What is like Swords and Serpents NES game? Actually, I think I had that. Let's see what some of this is. Some of these logos are hard to read. Arcus Spirits, Brave Battle Saga, Exile. I just realised I'm missing a trick here. So 1 second, let's just get. So actually, you know what? One thing I haven't done is make sure that we're actually streaming. So let's just double check this. Geek Battle Gaming. See what happens. Geek Battle Gaming. Need to make sure that this is actually working. Imagine if we just couldn't do this, couldn't hear it. Okay, so we are actually going out live, which is a good thing, if nothing else. So let's see what else we've got. So that was role-playing games, board games. Battle chess is like awful. Like it might be better on the Amiga version, but the versions I've played are really dull. You just play chess and that's fine, but as soon as you have the battle, you just watch an animation. Let's see what this is. Casino games, not interested in. Okay, action games now. Find out what it's like to spend the night as Father Christmas as he gets ready to deliver presents across the earth on Christmas Eve. And then what have we got here? Swords of Sodan. And Dig Dug is obviously a famous game. See, like Dig Dug, the fact that you can like get that on 1UP arcade machine shows that it's like something of significance. Splatterhouse, that's a significant game. Bomb Jack, Mighty Bomb Jack, I think was a sequel to that. I don't know. It comes to my mind. Anything else that Ikari Warriors? Let's see what that looks like. I bet that's a. I think I had that on the Amiga back in the day. And let's see. Nth Zone. Horace Goes Skiing. Now, I can't remember what the story is, but I think there was a few games starring Horace, and then something weird happened to the person that made them, or something. Circus Atari. I think you get that on the Atari VCS game of Atari 50. Not sure if you get it on the other versions. Platform games is a category that interests me. Bobble Bobble. Bobble Bobble. Bubble Bobble is a famous game. Mappy. Flea is a good game. Don't know Tumble Pop. Marble Madness I've heard of. Don't really remember what it is. See what else. Elevator Action is and Joust are famous games. Let's see what else there is. Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja. There you go. That's a decent looking game for this collection. Manic Miner is obviously a very famous game with like Miner Willie or whatever it was called. Tanglewood is an indie game that looks quite good graphics. Not sure what this is. Magician Lord. Don't know that at all. Earthworm Jim is one of the more famous things they've got on this platform. There's Ira again. Don't know what this is. Super Burger Time. And New Zealand Story. What a great game. Or at least it was back in the day. And then what's this? Joe and Mac 2. Lost in the Tropics. And then shooting games. So we've got Gallagher. Let's see what this is. Should have like Llamatron on here. Metal Slug, that's a famous game. Space Invaders, classic. We're going to start trying these. R-Type, Smash TV. Gosh, I don't know what Smash TV will be like just played with. Like, I'm using my Evercade VS controller just plugged in because it was right next to it. So I thought it'd be fine for this. But Smash TV, I should imagine if you have like a DualShock style controller, like twin stick shooter, that would be ideal. R-Type 2, I'm just kind of skipping past these. Super Star Wars, Centipede. What else we got? Total Carnage. Can't read what this one is. Prehistoric Isle in the 1930s. Okay, let's give something a go. Let's go on Super Star Wars. See what this is like. because I'm going to start spending all of these gems. I probably will end up subscribing, but I haven't subscribed as of yet, because that's what we're trying to answer here. I don't think I just went over 1,500 games, is the truth of it. So let's see. Play Super Star Wars. We're going to work out if Antstream Arcade is worth it or not. So LucasArts. I'm only going to play this for 5 minutes. But look, this is proper Super Star Wars, as we can see here. If you're watching this and you haven't done so already, please smash that subscribe button on youtube.com/@GeekBattleGaming. I'm just going to turn this down because probably you get a weird echo or something. Oh, wow. So I'm hearing this through my PC. I'm just going to turn this down because it's super loud. There you go. So you can hear me, but hopefully you shouldn't. Oh, but you will hear that, won't you? So I just don't know how annoying this sound is going to be. Let's see. I don't know if I can turn down the sound, because I know that I can't hear it, but you guys can probably hear it. Is the screen sharing giving the sound? So let's go on to present again and screen share. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. So sorry, we're still learning here. So window. So let's have a look if that's going to say. I didn't see that it says share audio. I assume it's not sharing audio, which is a little bit of an issue, to be honest. So let's see. Start. Let's get going on this. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Well, it's definitely got the proper Star Wars intro there. That's great. Is it going to have everything flying in? Am I going to have to do a lot of reading? Are they going to do it? Can they do it? This is a Super Nintendo game. Oh, they can kind of do it. A New Hope. Feel like they should have made it bigger. Like, obviously it's getting smaller. Period of Civil War. Like, you have to appreciate what they've achieved here. I'm just going to see if I can skip it, though. This isn't a game I know super well from back in the day. Oh, well, this looks good. Oh, my gosh. Coming at me straight away. You actually collect a heart. I think that's a bit lame. I always think that they shouldn't just have generic things that you are collecting in these old games, because it used to be just like, oh, now you get lollipops suddenly fall out of the sky from enemies when you kill them. And I just think hearts are a bit of a generic thing. They should get something. Oh my god, it's quicksand. Didn't even realize. Let's get the heck out of here. Okay, wow, this is a lot more intense than what I was expecting for a Star Wars game. Having watched Star Wars, I don't remember it being this intense just as Luke is in the desert. There was like scorpions. I don't even remember if there are scorpions and flying. These, like, the flying monsters look like the things out of. Oh my god! It turned into small scorpions. They look like the things out of Silent Hill, like these flying demon things, or like weird pterodactyls. But this is great. This is like, it's. I'd say it's. I don't feel any lag. It feels like it's controlling as I'd hope it would, like as I do the stuff. We'll just play this for another couple of minutes, then we'll go on and try something else. Again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you smash that subscribe button on youtube.com/geekbattle @geekbattlegaming, because it's now got all of the thing. Right, so I've got a blaster power up. Whoa, that's going to take him out. So I think I need to pick up the heart things, otherwise I'm hemorrhaging energy. Right, so let's see what we've got here. So, shoot that. And shoot these. And, oh my god, this is just like relentless monsters coming after you. I need to pick up the heart thing, because I can see my lightsaber showing my energy bar isn't bad. That looks unpleasant fellow. Let's pick up those hearts. Should be nearly full energy again. So pretty much when you kill anything, it gives you your energy back. So you'd have to be pretty terrible to end up losing a life at this rate. They need to not be so generous with these hearts, because it's just going to be easy to stroll through everything. Now, here's the thing. If I go onto like a pause menu, I can click and save, which is one of the things which said that you can't do unless you subscribe. So look at that. It seems like I'm saving again anyway. Yes, save successful, continue, and unpause there. So look, I've saved my game, so I can continue this at any point. I need to see something else come up fairly soon, otherwise I'm going to start to lose my faith. Right, or look, shall I just run past a lot of these monsters? I don't need to be in the quicksand for too long, do I? So look, so once you've done that, then you can blast it. You pick up your health again. Okay. There we go. There we go. We might do some full playthroughs of some of these games. Oh my god. Sarlacc pit. No. Oh no, no, this is why I needed to have full energy. I wasn't prepared for this. Uh-oh. I could see that it was coming out there. Jump up, Luke. Okay, so now it's coming up in the middle. Bam, 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 bam. It's definitely going to kill me. Oh, well, look, I'm not even in the pit right now. It's going to suddenly have a tentacle come up right where I am. Right where I am. And it killed me. Oh, man. Okay, so what I'm going to do. I'd saved just before that. I'm going to quit this now because the whole point is we're going to check out various games. And let's see what else it's got on here. So let's go up. Let's find not a text adventure. Ones and point and click adventures I'm interested in, but we're not going to give it a go now. Let's have a go, I guess, at Mortal Kombat. So let's play Mortal Kombat. Oops, quit. And is it going to load? And now let's play. So insert coin. Like you can just keep inserting credits, as you can see at the bottom here. I'm going to play as Liu Kang. Love the way it says Liu Kang. I don't know if you can hear audio. I don't know if you can hear me. So let's see. Sonya Blade. I'm going to get beaten up. Now, these graphics seemed a little bit glitchy there. Oh, I'm trying to remember how to do any of the special moves. Didn't need to against Sonya Blade, but I'm going to need to learn them pretty quick. Oh, I want to get that uppercut. I want to get that uppercut. Oh my god. Right. I'm sure it's just like towards and then kick, and then you do like a flying kick. Maybe not. Oh, Sonya Blade wins. I'm trying to get that uppercut, and she just beat me up. Her face looks super weird there. Okay. Boom. Okay. Definitely going to lose to Sonya Blade. Need to just do some low kicks. Like, I remember back in the day, you used to be able to spam like into the corner like this. They'll just walk straight into it. Absolutely terrible way. Like, how can this even count? Like, finisher. Now I'm going to get that uppercut. Boom! Liu Kang wins. So you can see, like, this Mortal Kombat. It works. Arguably, I think like the graphics on this look a little bit more dodgy, a little bit more like it's blurry. It's not too bad, but certainly when it's like it's buffering. It's like when I've played Xbox and I'm trying to play Halo on like streaming on the Atari, because you can do that. It looks a little bit dodgy. So it looks like it's glitchy in that. I've just recently improved my internet connection, so it might be better now than it was. But for this to look a little bit dodgy, obviously it's not as big a company. And this looks absolutely fine now. It only seems dodgy. Oh man, I was definitely going to get that uppercut. Oh, Sub-Zero wins. If I lose this, then I'm going to skip over to another game. Tried and tested. Tried and tested. Look at this. Absolute weasel. Oh no, he's onto me. I'm still making damage. He's onto me, but look at this. It doesn't matter. His energy is going down. Mine's not at all. He's not even doing anything. Like, I could just do this for the next 68 seconds. Finish him. He never came up with a new strategy. He should have frozen me. He is Sub-Zero. Okay, let's see. Next up, Scorpion. Fight. Boom. Oh, could have got the uppercut. Oh my god, he got the uppercut. Maybe it's... I want to get a special move. There we go. It's towards Fireball. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, Scorpion, because I know how to do the Fireball now. Oh, get over here. Right, so I'm going to work out a better method of being able to have what I'm screen sharing. So then later after this, I'll work out if you can hear this at all. Okay, look at that. Let's quit game there. Well, let's save game, because apparently I've already played this before and saved the game. Save successful. No, let's not do that. Quit game. Let's try one or two more. After all the talk, we need to show some actual games playing and what we're going to go to. So I feel like we should go to Pac-Man because it's my go-to game on this service. So I should be able to show you Pac-Man working absolutely hunky-dory. And let's see what we can get going. And let's see if I can do this in one life. And look, this, obviously you need to be able to make, for this I can say that the lag is not there. It's like working exactly as, oh my God, I can't believe it. Not even in one life. Not even one corner of the board. That is embarrassing. Okay, can I even do this? Becomes the next question. See, that was me trying to be clever, trying to not pick up the power pellet, or the power pill, until later. People are like, why aren't you getting the high score? I don't care about the high score. I just want to stay alive as long as possible. And look at this. This is a bit of a dodgy predicament to put myself in. And, oh, don't be clever, David. Don't be clever. Oh, made it just before Pinky, Blinky, Winky, and I'm not going to get Clyde. Clyde is all right. Clyde is good people. I don't need to eat Clyde right now. But there you go. The rest of it done in one life. Now I need to redeem myself and do the next stage in one life. Otherwise, it was just a fluke. I need to show that I can do it. And it gets harder with each stage that you go to. So let's see. Oh, no, don't get me Pinky again. I assume that's Pinky because it's the pink one. I know they're Pinky, Winky, Clyde, and Blinky. And let's just grab one of them. Okay, now we have to go in the other corner. You don't want to be stuck up the top end of the board with like things left to get. They always go through slower than you, so it does give you a little bit of a head start. But now I'm at the stage where if they come over to that corner, they could get there before me. So there you go, one life. I proved I can do it. When you used to be able to get this game on iPhone, and you still can get it on iPhone, but the version of it, until they updated it, I could literally complete the level by knowing which way to swipe at what moment without looking at the screen. It was amazing. I could play pretty much, I'd like to say, the entire level without looking at the screen at all. Just because it was the ghosts always had the exact same pattern. And so I knew exactly how to avoid them because it reached a point where you're on level 100 or something, or even from like level 60 or 70, and it never changed. And so you'd know exactly where to go to avoid the ghosts and how long it would take them to get there. See, look, it definitely is getting harder even this early in the game. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, just made it there in time. So let's try to get over here. This is still close, still close. Okay, I'm going to do it. But we probably won't be able to go on too much further. I know I'm just going to get too into playing Pac-Man now. But very soon it's going to get too hard, and then because it'll be that when you pick up the power pellets where you can eat them, they're only effective for a few seconds. Like literally, it doesn't give you long enough to eat even one of them, let alone all four of them. So you just have to try to do as much damage as you can, as quick as you can, in terms of eating the power pellets. Okay, backed into the corner. I don't waste the time. Look at that, I wasted so much time. Now I do have a good run at getting stuff further up here. They're going to instantly start coming after me though. So you have to keep going back and forth. You can tell that it's getting serious just because I suddenly start to go a bit more quiet. And I did it again. See, look at that. It was such a fluke that I got killed instantly on the first time. Let's see what I can do next time. They just get more relentless as they come after you. You just have to try and snatch whatever ones you can, and like your strategy for clearing the board methodically just goes out the window. So you're just desperately trying to not have that happen. So look at that. This is a terrible board at the moment. You don't want the board to look like that at all, because now I've still got to go everywhere, all over the board. Okay. At least now I've got one section cleared. And can I get another section cleared? No, I can't. Oh, I'm going to end up game over. Is that game over? Don't be game over. And it's game over. Right, so let's end that there, though. So let's come back. See if there's perhaps one other thing I want to have a go at, just to show you how it works. You can see that the streaming works really well, but again, I told you I've got a fast internet connection. And let's see if there's anything else that I'm desperate to have a go at. There's like, all of these are like up to the era of the Super Nintendo, Neo Geo. Probably Neo Geo is the most challenging, or some arcade things are the most challenging games that you've got on there. Fatal Fury, Metal Slug 2 arcade. Let's have a quick look what this is like. So just, oops, don't quit. Just doing this though, this demonstration is using much more in way of the gems than what I'd ever normally use. I'd pick one game and I'd play it for ages, and that'd be it. And please wait, it says. Oh, these are the characters. So this is why Neo Geo didn't do well. If like that monstrosity is like the mascot. Anyway, let's choose that guy. He looks a bit like Kevin Bacon. Right. I would say this is going to be worth it, because if I was just going to think, oh, this is what I'm going to do for a day, but I don't need to do this for a day, to be honest. Oh, this feels a bit slow. Like maybe it's a very floaty game, but this feels a bit like it's running in slow motion. See, just like the jumping. Okay, it feels a bit better now. Like even like getting him to turn around felt a bit slow. I think it's the game rather than, so I've got a Neo Geo arcade mini thing, but I don't massively know the Metal Slug games to know. Oh my god, I've got killed already. There's a baby. This is like shocking. So like you're shooting right in front of the baby. That's terrible. Look at that, the baby's doing roly polies. I just picked up something. Okay. Oh, I have to shoot the truck. So now I can get past it. Literally, you have to shoot the guy to save him. It's like in Indiana Jones. He's got a sword, and then you just shoot him. So again, kills these dudes. It's very violent. I love that the old arcade games have just got like tons of unnecessary extra animations, because they had clearly got more ability and they could put more into it. So just like the fact that you shoot the guy and like his head rolls off and stuff like that, it's just glorious. Someone's going to get that clip of me saying that and put it out of context, but you know what I mean. It's just like, yeah, it's like epic. It's why they put it in the game, basically. Oh, continue 9. I'm not going to again. So let's wrap things up here. Do I think this is worth £1 or $1 or €1 a month? And yes, as long as there are games here that you'd like to play and you like the retro games, if you had these systems that are represented here back in the day, there's a ton of stuff that makes it worth playing. As you see, I don't think that was slow down there. I think it was perhaps just the game is a little bit more floaty than what I remember. But I think that it streams well. The games are what the games are. If these aren't the selection of games you'd want to play, then you're not going to get much fun out of it. The fact that I'm playing this on my Atari VCS is great. They need to find a way to get this so that you can have it on PlayStation, Xbox. I assume you can do it on PC. But literally, I've only come across this because it is on the Atari VCS. I also know that it is on Android. I do have an Android phone, but it's a secondary phone to my iPhone, so I don't use it there very much. But again, if I'm subscribed and I'm in good internet connection, which I frequently am, yeah, I could easily have fun playing this just on the Android if you've got a little Bluetooth controller, which I do have. For £1, $1, €1 a month, do I think Antstream Arcade is worth it? Yes, I do. Just because there's enough really good games here. Fate of Atlantis, Day of the Tentacle, Monkey Island 2, Simon the Sorcerer. You know, for £1, I could easily have fun playing those for a month. Now, obviously, you have to pay for 12 months for £12 to be able to access them all. And if someone said, well, do you want to pay £12 just to play those games, but you got to play them in the next year? I might feel like maybe another time is the truth of it. But it's not just those 4 or 5 games. There's all of the games here. And being able to play Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, and Castle Crashers and stuff like this, Mortal Kombat, Fatal Fury, these will make it worth it. Let's go on to Castle Crashers just for a second. I'm going to wrap this up as I'm playing this, and then I'll just continue playing. Ugh. Let's see. So look, got lots of credits. So you play as this bear. And this bear is, if anyone's got the Atari 50 collection, you'll probably have this game as well, actually. There's a lot of games, which, here's a couple of other thoughts. There's a lot of games here which you have other ways of playing. And there's a bunch of games which you don't really have other ways of playing. They got the last gem, no bonus. Well, okay. Right, so they're going to get the gems rather than me. Oh, and the tree got me. Oh, my God. Right, well, anyway. So you could play a bunch of these games if you have an Atari VCS or the Atari 50 collection. You could play a bunch of games that are on this if you have an Evercade, but obviously, whilst you have those games permanently if you buy an Evercade, you have to pay a lot more just to be able to play them. And there's games which simply, they got the last gem, no bonus. I don't quite understand what's going on here. Am I still on the same level? No, I'm not. And if you have an Amiga A500 Mini, you can put all of the Amiga games onto that. Absolutely no problem. Easy peasy. But, oh, look at that. I get the hat, so what? But this is a really good way to be able to play a lot of these classic games. So I think it's definitely worth it if you enjoy classic games. If you don't, then this won't be for you. Look at that. That's like the Centipede from Centipede. Don't tell me that's game over with 1 gem left. I knew it. It always happens. Well, anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. Once again, make sure you smash that subscribe on youtube.com/@geekbattlegaming. Do check out any of my other channels. If you aren't familiar with it, I do a lot of improv comedy and other videos which are on youtube.com/extremeimprov. So do check that out. And yeah, that'd be great. Until next time, I'm going to end the broadcast here. And ciao for now.